and welcome to Tea Time with Esme and Boo. I'm Esme, and this is Boo. I'm the one that does the talking, but Boo's the real star of the show. On today's episode, we're having Lady Grey tea. You know, Lady Grey is kind of like the little sister of Earl Grey who went abroad and then came back with some stories. Yeah, you got the usual bergamot, but you also have the added orange peel and lemon. So I guess technically that makes it a little bit fancier. Fun fact, in the 1990s, Twinings decided to create Lady Grey because the Scandinavian people were saying it was too strong, which is really odd. These are people who wrestle elk and they eat fermented fish out of cans. So interesting that bergamot was the final straw. But you know, Boo, cheers to delicate tastes. Hey, so what are your thoughts, Boo? I'm curious. Whenever your tea is a little too hot, do you sip it quietly or is it acceptable to slurp it a little bit? I guess she didn't like that question. A little too offensive. I would say it's okay to slurp a little bit quietly if it's too hot, but convention is that you should only sip. All right, now it's time for our question. Today's question comes from Amelia in Delaware. If you spill tea on a book, is it now a tea book? I think it depends, Amelia. What do you think, Boo? Yeah. If you spill the tea on, let's say, a philosophy book, I'd say you've got yourself a metaphor about impermanence. But if you spill it on, say, a recipe book or a cookbook, I'd say you've got yourself a seasoned book. And if it were a diary, you've probably brewed yourself a good memoir. Thanks, Amelia. All right, that concludes today's episode. Remember, the tea is temporary, but the companionship is forever.